Welcome back to the Wafflehouse in Exandria and beyond.
Woo!
After half an hour mucking around with sound settings, hopefully this will work, but it may not. If not, oh well, tough titties everybody listening. A resume from last week. Dak.
Yes, so let me see. We were in the monastery. We had managed to talk our way into another long rest. Had some grub. And some of us went down to rest. JC got buffed up and then sent out to go and skulk about. Had a bit of a wander. Came back. Got buffed up again. Went for another little wander. Got caught and brought back. And through various different means and one thing and another, we managed to, all of us, sneak out or head out in the morning when all of the monastery dwellers were playing around on, I suppose, the equivalent of their Sunday. The Waffle House were trying to attempt to make their way down into what we assume is a basement, a hidden doorway heading down anyway. And after some shenanigans and failures, most of us have made it down there now, I believe, other than Azakar, who is still humming away. And I think that's where we got to.
Completely missed the cream pies.
Oh, plenty of cream pies were had.
The entire Waffle House was cream pied later to the evening.
Where was Azakar? Was in Enclave. Okay. So we are in the depths of the bowels of Enclave. Azakar, you are in the temple area. You have joined in the sound. Your colleagues have disappeared down a trapdoor and closed it behind them. What, Azakar, do you wish to do? You are joining in the chant. Find me oms. Where's me oms? You have to spend the next 2.5 hours going you know that, don't you? So you are left there. Do you wish to do anything, or are you just going to sit there? The four Githzerai who are there look slightly bewildered, as if coming out of a dream, as the hypnotic pattern has dissipated and the effects have dissipated. You've kept the chant going whilst they were incapacitated.
Sure. So my first thing will be to get them all omming again. I'll G them up to om and get them back.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And you hear outside, you hear Azakar, you hear over the sound of the om, you hear laughing and the Githzerai doing YMCA in Githzerai language.
This is absolutely not suspicious at all.
So are you just going to sit there or with them, or are you going to try and do something, or what do you wish to do?
For the moment, I'm just going to get them back of the om.
Yep.
I do have a little idea of what I might want to do.
Yep.
But now's not the time for it, I don't think.
Okay. Over to down in the depths of Enclave. The Waffle House in a tight, narrow corridor. The trapdoor has shut behind you and the om sound resonates, but you really can't hear it particularly well now. But you feel you're in a place of power. The walls are old, dusty. The floor, though, is well trodden. In front of you, you see a glowing doorway A little bit like what you've seen before with Lewin's Wall of Force.
We're one step closer to unraveling this mystery. Vamos, you have the eyes for this. What are we dealing with here?
Sorry, give me a second. Let me get my character sheet, guys. 1 second. Just want to make sure I actually...
While Thomas is preparing his ability, I suspect there's likely treachery ahead. Treachery? That's not the right word. Treacherous. That also doesn't seem the right word. Dak, what is the correct word for this situation?
Escapades? I don't know.
Right,
I'm
you're
not sure exactly what you're going at.
Shenanigans.
You want me to
Shenanigans.
look through the wall, right?
What I'm trying to say is that I suspect walking down this isn't going to be as simple as walking through a door.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you doing?
I will activate my ghostly gaze and we'll
And how
look
far
through.
does that see?
Good question. Let me have a look again.
Probably not far enough.
I've got too many bloody things on my list. Well, I wouldn't be stupid enough to activate, I'd assume, if I can't. 30 feet. I can see through 30 feet.
Okay. So your eyes, you close your eyes, open them again, and everything around you is now almost in wireframe. It's like the old battle zone game. To the north of you, you see a chamber. In it, you see guttering. You see burning torches on the walls. In the centre of the room, there is an arcane chest sitting within a looks like an arcane circle around it. There is a table in there covered in various instruments which you do not understand or recognise. You recognise alembics, but there's glass containers there, and there's various things which you don't understand. To this, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just see the distance. To the south of you, there is just stone. In fact, what I'll do, if you don't mind, Fomot, where are you? On here?
Yeah, I'll just move myself to the left slightly just so you can pull me out.
Okay, so I'm just going to take you off between there so you can see that.
I see everything.
You see a corridor here. In here, you see a room with a floating spectral hand. And in here, you see a room with 2 statues, which are standing still with a torch guttering. And in this room here, you see portals on both sides, but hovering in the air, there is a glaive, which is just hanging there in the air, probably about 3 foot up.
Okay. Just to the south,
and down here, there's just bare rock. Okay.
I will. Sorry, I'm losing my voice as well. I will relay that back to the rest of the party. Whatever's to the north definitely has giant traps screaming all over it. So unless someone has some way of dispelling the magic in there, I don't think we're going to get out of the chest. But there seems to be more to do so down south.
Can you tell what sort of magic it is, Vomos?
I don't know if I can't. No, I can't get detect magic up while I'm doing this. So I wouldn't be able to tell you what kind of magic it is, but it's an arcane circle. No, because it's concentration. I think. Let me just check.
Ghostly Gaze is a...
I wouldn't let you use detect magic threat.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't think it works anyway.
It's an invocation, so it doesn't use concentration.
It does. It acts as if you are concentrating on a spell.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't be able to tell you, Lewin, but unless you have any sort of dispel magic, I'm not sure we're going to be able to get into that chest.
We have several means of dispelling magic. I'm also stuck in a wall. Help me.
There we go. You're not anymore. There we go.
So I'm still stuck in the wall.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Whoa.
So there's this blue portal in front of you, glowing with feels like a little bit like your wall of force that you've seen before.
It's a wall of force.
You go and touch it?
I don't want to touch it unless I know what it is.
I'll just pick
So-
a pebble up off the floor and throw it at the wall.
There isn't a pebble on the floor.
Can I take some of my sand out of my
You certainly
I can
can.
always-
and just throw the sand at it, pocket sand it?
Okay, and the sand goes through it.
What about this? And I'll hand over one of my little steel coins.
Yeah, okay, I'll flick the coin through it as well.
Okay. It bounces off the wall and just skitters onto the ground.
What bounces off it as if back towards us?
Yeah, no, the far wall. It goes right through this portal
Oh.
type thing that's there.
Okay.
But, I am going to detect magic, and I can only ritual cast it. So get comfy, lads.
Lewin, I can save us time. So
Yeah,
once my ghostly gaze goes down, I can just do it in pretty much instantly for free.
Okay.
So I'll do it. If we're short on time while they're arming upstairs, let's save 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll detect magic on this
Okay.
portal thing.
It is radiating evocation magic.
Okay. So whatever's...
Evocation
yes.
magic is
Oh, yeah.
often quite painful.
Evocation is evocation magic. Yep.
Well, it seems as though it's some sort of magical effect. Lewin sort of cracks his knuckles, puts his staff down, and he will attempt to dispel whatever this is.
Okay. Could you roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier to it?
Not very good. That's only a 10.
Okay, it splutters a bit, but it shimmers a little bit, but does not change.
It's a powerful effect, this.
What about disintegrate?
Well, no, this isn't a wall of force, Bomus. Things can pass through it. So likely disintegrate would pass through it as well.
It just hit me anyway.
Or me.
It would bounce off the walls and ricochet all around. I
Askar's
wouldn't
even
want
on
to
a
get
different
hit.
page and you'll still hit him.
Alright.
Ascar, can you actually see what's going on here?
No, I could see the front page where I am, to be fair, because obviously I wouldn't know what everyone else was doing.
Well, I'll put something down there just so you can feel slightly included, otherwise you're going to be very excluded here. There you go. Should be able to see now.
Does anyone have the ability to come and summon temporary beings? Seems a good solution to get through this.
Temporary beings.
Yes, and any form of summon or familiar.
Ascar, can you actually see this page now, or are you still on your old page?
Yeah, I'm still locked to this, like my normal character, yeah.
Mm.
And what he can see.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to... I'm going to put you with the others. So
I
you
mean, I
can
could
see-
shrink.
There you
I
go.
could shrink JC and see if he wants to do it.
Since when did I volunteer?
Okay, so you should be able to see now, Ascar.
I can see Lewin and Phomos.
Yep, and the others are basically you're a bit stuck there. It's a very narrow space.
I could shrink you down to the size of a regular cat, JC,
Um,
and then you really would be able to.
Thomas's eyes are glowing
but I am a
blue.
regular cat.
I believe all of my other summoning stuff I don't have prepared today.
It's going to be your epitaph, isn't it?
I mean,
Yeah.
I could probably summon something, but it's going to be really expensive for me to do.
Hang on, just let me read it. I have an ability that I have, but I haven't used it and I haven't read it. Bear with me.
But while he's examining, this sort of glowing section, does it seem to go far in, or does it just seem to be just around the door?
It's basically the door frame.
Yeah, just around the door frame.
It's imagine a bit like Star Trek with a putting up a level 5 force field or something.
Yeah, I can see on the other side of it.
Oh, you can see through it, and the sand went through it, and the silver, the steel disc went through it.
Yeah, but it's got abjuration magic on it, or is it evocation?
Evocation magic on it. Yep.
Yeah. So
in theory, you could misty step through it.
Good hypothesis, Thomas. Give it a try.
I feel like that's just asking me to get in trouble.
So yes, I can find familiar for a fey creature.
Hello, I'm a fey creature.
I mean, I'm not sure I could summon you, but I can give that a go if we're feeling ambitious.
Better a disposable item than one of us.
Absolutely. Okay, let's have a try of this. I have to expend a wild shape. Yes.
So what do you summon?
There
There you go. Summon a pixie.
Hey, there you go.
Okay. He looks at Louis and he goes, "You can't play. You can't play."
Is that a new thing? I don't remember this.
That's remember we were in beforehand and we were trying to play the musical instruments, and then you got your stuff stolen.
Oh yeah, I know. I remember that. Wild companion.
Oh, that's a relatively new thing, I think.
Yeah, I've not seen that before. It's not 2024 D&D?
No, it's not. I think it's whenever you bought one of the other source books, it became available.
It's Tash's. It's from.
There you go.
There we go. I've bought so much rubbish that you guys can do anything you want.
It just appeared one day, and I was like, "What's this?"
So the pixie appears, and in its hand, in its it's got some panpipes next to it, and it starts to play a little tune.
Loon, what would you have my summon do?
Well, why not go ahead, Pixie? You seem to be well equipped and
My name's
well
Florence.
tuned.
My name's Florence. Hello.
Hello, Florence. That's a lovely tune.
This is in Sylvan, by the way. You've asked me to come here and play. What would you like me to play?
Yes, I do speak Sylvan.
I don't.
Could you play us a lovely following the leader song, and in traditional Thay fashion? Why don't you lead us through?
And she looks at you, Dak.
Dak's just going to nod because I've no idea what's being said.
Okay, I will play. Follow the leader. And she goes, and she just walks through here. Following the leader, the leader. Where are we going to go? The leader, following the leader, wherever she may go. Come on, keep up. Where do you want to go?
After you, gentlemen.
We'll go down this way. We're off to fight the engines, the engines, the engines. What the fun, the engines. Oh, what's that?
Always a bit worrying when you hear that.
Yeah, I'm just going to move down a bit so I can try and see what she's seeing.
So you get into this room with marble floors. There are torches burning on the walls. You recognise torches like this. These are the ever-burning torches. They're not giving off any smoke. In the centre of the room, you see a blue spectral hand just floating in the air.
As we pass through, I'm going to gesture back to Lewin into the other room, like regarding the circle, so he can take a look.
That is just so that door's closed. Sorry.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very quickly, just to remind you, I'm still disguised as one of the
You are.
thingies, just so everyone knows.
Maybe you should be at the front then.
Oh, what's this? Ah, well, you an engine we got to fight. Beep 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 beep. Be-doo. Be-doo, 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 be-doo. Come on, big boy, keep up.
Stuck behind
Be-doo.
Dak.
Be-doo. Shall I keep going? Be-doo,
Here's
be-doo.
good now,
Be-doo.
if you can
Be-doo,
understand me.
be-doo, be-doo. Stop, everybody. The hand turns into a fist and just squashes the pixie.
Brutal. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
And you see a puddle of fey blood on the floor.
Well, I'm very glad that wasn't any of us.
Yes.
Spat.
Maybe whatever's in chest in the other room might help us in here to deal with this thing.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad. I summoned her, and then, like, not even a minute later, she becomes pixie paste.
And the hand's just floating in there. There is there's a sort of pixie blood splashed onto its knuckles. It just floats in the air. Luan, you haven't seen it yet. Dak, can you make an Arcana roll for me, please?
Sure. 23.
This to you looks like one of those big beard's hands you've seen before.
Okay. I will pass that along just in case anyone else isn't aware.
I've got a big boy coming up the stairs in your mortal's dead. Yes. Okay.
Anyone got any ideas?
That must be the shortest lived fine familiar ever.
Oh yeah, it's definitely up there.
Let's
All
see.
of served its purpose.
Had a red shirt on.
Yeah.
JC, you've got quick reflexes.
An eyebrow will be raised.
Budge up. I can barely see anything back here.
I'll squish my way past.
Okay.
Oh goodness me! It's one of my hands, except it's not my hand. It's the classic edition.
Classic edition.
Right. Oh, interesting. I've never seen one of these left to its own devices before. Usually, it's controlled by someone.
What's to say it still isn't?
Oh, well, any of you, if there's anyone invisible here, please reveal yourself. Spying is naughty.
Well, if they're within 10 feet of me, I would know of them.
You would, and or you don't feel you can see this hand there, and it is a presence, but you do not feel anything else apart from your companions pushing behind you. You almost feel as though you're being a bit shoved from behind towards something you don't want to do.
Well, I will decide to YOLO it, I suppose. I will casually, as if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. However, I will be going slowly insofar as ready to jump out the way, so a dodge action, effectively. I will walk up and I will try to open the door behind the hand.
Okay, just move forward. Stop there. Stop.
Yep.
The hand. Dodging, 18 to hit.
Well, yeah, armor class is 18, so...
Yep, okay. A fist smashes into you. You take 16 force damage.
Oof.
Cool. Do I get moved anywhere, or am I still there?
You're just there. And it just shakes its fist. It shakes at you. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, JC, I'd suggest him to get back. It's obviously guarding the doors behind
Oh, yeah,
it.
the second I can, I will back, so you tell me when I can, and I will.
That's
Okay.
definitely a Bigby's hand. A rather ill-tempered one.
Are you invisible, JC? Or
No, I am disguised as one of the monks.
okay.
You are, yep. Is that a concentration? That's not concentration, is it?
Oh, God, good point. Hang on, I'll have a look.
Do you think?
No, no, it's not.
Considering it's not really got any eyes, do you think it will be able to see as if we made it difficult to see as invisibility or darkness or anything like that?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I can make it dark. I can certainly do that.
I could do that and see through the darkness and guide people around, but I think invisibility might. Let's try. I'll give it a go. Okay, I'm going to give it a go.
Well, before you do, I will, if DM's okay with it, I will take a step back.
You can do so. Yep.
Cool.
Just to there. Yep.
No, I'll go back to our... Actually, I'll go up to the next stack.
Okay, go for it. Okay, you go up there. And it's just the hand's just floating there in the room now.
Cool.
Before I go invisible, I'll whisper to JC as well, like, there's shinies in the door behind us where Lewin is.
And you see behind this hand, you see those double doors there, which are quite grandiose. The floor is marble. It was very clean, apart from there's a red splat mark now. Looks like a giant fly has been squidged.
Mixed with some pink fur.
Yep.
I mean, well, it's obvious that we're going to have to get around this thing, but I'm honestly quite curious as to what's in the in the other room. It's I think I describe it as an arcane circle with a chest in it, some alchemy items and whatnot.
This door behind me, can I do a quick once-over to see if there's any markings or indentations to be aware of?
Okay, can you make a investigation roll for me, please?
Because I think if I came back, could I guidance him before?
No,
he does
because he's done that now. Okay.
Vulgar.
You've played too much Baldur's Gate 3 where you think it just gives you bonuses and everything. You can see this around this door. You can see very faint glyphs have been traced. Arcane script.
I don't like the look of this. Thomas, I need your eyes again.
Make an Arcana roll for me, please, because you are. Okay.
Wow.
And you recognise this is this script of magic. It's almost like a universal language of magic, and you realise the glyphs are in a place in a way that you know that if you put your hands on them in a certain order, it should unlock the door without setting off whatever is in it.
Is Lewin clever enough to work out the formula?
Yes, he is. He's got an Arcana roll of 22.
Then he will go. It seems a simple matter, and he will trace the pattern it seems to want to open in.
And the door just opens silently on well-oiled hinges.
Ah, excellent. Companions, I found the door.
Oh, well done.
It's not so much you found it, but you've opened it, and well done.
So you look your room. There's a faint smell of. Actually, Lewin, could you make a perception roll for me, please?
Yes. 13.
Okay. Rather than using wisdom, could you use intelligence with it? So that would be
yes.
intelligence plus your perception roll.
I'm going to use nature because that. Yes. That's a 23.
Okay, so you go in there and you, what assails your nose is the caustic smell of acidic substances and various chemicals. It's like it's astringent, but it doesn't feel harmful, but it does catch your breath a little bit. Again, there are torches on the walls which are burning heatlessly. Again, these endless torches are there. Across the other side of the room, you see two barrels, which are the lid are closed. In the middle of the room, you see an ornate chest with many glyphs and sigils on it. Inside, a pentagram, which has been painted onto the floor with what looks like expensive inks. Next to you, there is a table on which there's a clutter of equipment. There's an alembic. There is various glass flasks there. There are little bottles containing various liquids. Some of them the smell is coming from.
will make his way over to this table. Any of these stop it? Any of these look as though they've been sealed?
Oh, lots of them have corks in, yes.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a once over at the fabulous alchemy collection in front of me. See if
Do you have do you have alchemy skills?
I do not.
Okay, so it doesn't mean much to you. Okay, I'm just going to go back to the upstairs again. Azakar, you are umming. You are in the room with the 4 other Githzerai. You hear frivolities and laughter outside. A screech and a cry of pain as one of the pranks has perhaps gone a little bit too far. The other Githzerai in the room have their eyes closed and they are concentrating on the chant. The room echoes and reverberates to the guttural sound of their chant, of which you're joining in. And you do feel an affinity with your colleagues, and you feel a sort of spiritual closeness to your mistress when you do that.
Okay, Asakar would like to... everyone in the room's chanting, aren't they? There's 4 other people in the room?
It's just 4 people in the room. Their eyes are closed and they are chanting.
Yep. Asakar will move round to one of them and quietly say, just to that one. Much has changed since I was in Enclave. Will you not partake?
You see one eye opens and looks at you. Doesn't wish to engage in converse. It just points to the bench which you've come from.
What I'd like to do is I'll just quickly poke my head out of a door or window or something. I just want to have a quick look outside and see what's going on. I think I have a good idea anyway.
You see, the other monks are playing. There was a game now being played with a bunch of monks. That they have got a pig's bladder and they've tied it up, and they are sort of hitting it with their feet, running after it, and then every once in a while one of them will fall over on the floor and roll over and over and over and over several times, look like he's been poleaxed by something. Everybody ignores him and then he gets up. He's a Chelsea player.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the other side are every once in a while they'll get the old one of them will put on some very heavy leather boots and it'll just kick the shins out of one of the other players. And a couple of the other players go down, and you hear in Githzerai, well done, brother Chopper Harris. That's a Chelsea reference that no one else will get.
Oh, yep. We can both deal it out and dive to it. It's fine.
Love it.
What I'd quite like to do is there anyone out there who's maybe, I don't know, a bit tired, taking a bit of a rest, but someone that I can engage a little bit?
There's somebody sitting at the there's somebody sitting at the side. His shins are bruised. He's got blood pouring from his brow, and he's got a white bandage on, which is bandaged up. This is Brother Butcher. You know what I'm talking about here, don't you?
Even though it was a bit before my time, obviously I know it as being anyway, yeah. I'll ask him, you never go into the I don't know whether we'd call this like the inner sanctum, the place where everyone is omming, what I would refer to that as.
Well, not during the 10-day. We don't. The celebrations have to be kept out of there. That is the one place that the advisor said the celebrations cannot go.
It would appreciate them. If anyone needs them, it would be in there, surely.
No, we have to keep the chant going. Oh, have you seen this? And he puts his hands into the dirt next to him, and he's got and he's cupped dirt in his hands. Have you seen this? What's growing in this dirt? And he shows it to you. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
No. I certainly can't.
You get a mud pie in your face. And he gets up and he laughs and hobbles away.
Who deserves that kick in the shin? I will rejoin the OMS.
Yep.
Because it seems they aren't being anywhere else.
Okay, so they are deep in meditation now. Could you make an insight roll? 21. So you realise that if you are quiet, they may not recognise that you're there. Deep meditation and chant. You did disturb them before by going up to people, disturb them by going up to and talking to them. They are now in a deep stasis. Home.
As the Curry's going to walk to where he knows the hatch is.
Yep.
And if no one looks up, he is going to reach down and open it.
Make a stealth roll for me, please.
No. Oh no.
Okay. And the one at the front, the leader there, opens an eye and says, "Should not be doing that. We have been warned. Either join the Om or leave. Cannot go down to the divine being sanctum unless you have been invited, and I have no such invitation."
Very well, and he will rejoin the OMS.
That was a rubbish roll, wasn't it? You only had to beat a 5.
It wasn't the best.
Okay, down
No,
down below.
Down in Goblin Town.
So we're down, down, and it is Dak, JC. You're standing there in this room. His hand. If it had eyes, it would be eyeing you up.
Yeah, I think we're going to sort of just shuffle along the wall back out and find the others, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Come here, Bomas. I found a most exciting collection of ambulix and tonics in here. I wonder what they do. Dak, JC, I've opened the door. Isn't this exciting? Look at this collection. I have no idea what any of these are, but...
Yeah, it's a real shame we didn't know we were going to come across some alchemy sets. I could have probably been of some use here if I'd known.
Do we know
Is there
what it's
any
for?
is there any correlation between the colours of the magic circle around the chest and what's in the bottles on the
There's various
table?
different shades of colours. Mostly are clear. There is this astringent, acidic smell in the air. The alembic is empty. It's seen a lot of use. There is soot underneath it. Some of the glass tubing looks old. There are rubber pipes there as well, some of which look slightly perished. But what this is for, you do not know. Those of you who have been around for long enough to know it's almost like a distilling set. But to what ends, you do not know.
I suppose if anyone left a label.
Well, you can make a perception roll, but I can tell you the answer is no.
Most excellent. I'm going to just step around this. Don't walk inside of this. And Lowen's going to gesture to the big glyph on the ground.
Yep.
I'm not sure what it is, but seems unhealthy. And he's just going to go over and he's just going to examine these barrels. Any markings?
No, they are wooden barrels. They have the lids on. They're not nailed down. You feel you could probably just take the lids off the barrels.
I will pry one of the lids open. Just
Okay, one of them, and there's a very strong smell of acid that comes out, which assails your nostrils and burns a little bit of your moustache.
It smells like a goblin's workshop in here.
It certainly does. Hashtag did it all. And the other one contains a very different sort of taste, almost like lime.
Are there any bones floating in those chests, Lewin?
These are barrels, not chests. And I cannot see any bones, but I imagine in acid they would have dissolved away. The sort of limey smell.
Yeah.
Is something Lewin's ever come across before?
Make an intelligence. You don't have alchemy, do you?
I don't.
No. So make an intelligence roll for me, please.
It's a 25.
Okay. I'm going to give you disadvantage for this because you don't have that. No, actually, no. I'll just make it a difficult. Actually, 25 is enough. It smells like a base. And you have been in kitchens before, and sometimes when bread is made, they use things to help it accelerate in its rising, and other things are used to clean pots and pans. And you heard of lime? It's quite caustic to touch. In fact, you remember it maybe is something called caustic soda type smell. You know better than to touch it because it will take your skin off your fingers.
Would it be possible, with delicate fingers, to just take a small vial of this lime?
Well, you can use your mage hand to do that if you wish.
Yes, I'll use my mage hand to see
You
if I
can take a small
sample.
glass of this. Basically, you dip it in, and this clear liquid comes out. Yep, you can do that.
Oh, wonderful. I'll have to examine this at a later date. I will say, some of the bedpans, after you've been finished with them in the mansion, have been desperately in need of something like this. So, Dak, you're good with these situations. We have a barrel of acid, a barrel of this lime-type substance, which is also very caustic and burns things away. Any idea how they are related?
What do you think? Phomos, do you still have Detect Magic up?
I do indeed.
You do. So the chest in the centre of the room, it glows with, I think, it's a transmutation magic, I think.
Mimic.
Certainly it is magical.
Is there any very clear keyhole in the chest?
Are you going to go up and have a look at it?
Well, no,
Just
outside of the circle.
Okay, well,
I'm
make
not...
a perception roll for me, please. Disadvantage from where you stand because you're away from it.
Well, if I was like here, I'm not touching the circle any better. No, probably not. That's fine. We just... Nah, rubbish.
Not that you can see, no.
That's a shame. I had a kind of a novel idea, but no. Not sure. But whatever it is, it's definitely been transformed somehow, and I can't tell whether it's the circle around it causing that or if it's the chest
As you get
itself.
closer, you just see there's a faint whiff of necromantic magic there as well.
Oh, my specialty, kind of. Not sure. I can call out what they're saying, what spells, what kind of spells it could be, but I'm not too sure. But whatever it is, we don't want to touch the circle if there's any way of dispelling it.
There are many ways of dispelling it, but there is always a risk of failure with these sorts of things.
Can I flick one of my steel coins to inside that?
Okay.
Okay,
I'm not
so
gonna get a chance to
you flick a coin, and it just hits the chest and bounces off. Ding, ding,
Go on then,
ding, ding,
JC.
the
Why
floor.
don't you ever go?
I've done my bit. I've poked the bear enough. At least I've done more than you lot. So come on, Dak, your turn. What are you gonna come with?
I think that's unfair, JC. This is larceny and breaking in. This is your speciality.
Yeah, and this
If
is...
it was my speciality, Lewin, I'd be a lot richer and not here.
JC,
touche.
you are one of the wealthiest beings in existence, for you are with us.
Wealth shared, eh?
That does sound like the movie price, doesn't it?
Yeah. What about a mage hand?
Maybe. It's worth a go.
It doesn't have the finesse.
No, but-
Mage hand.
Yes, because it can touch the chest and see what happens.
Okay, you gonna do that?
I am preparing resilient spear.
Yeah.
I'm standing behind Clemens,
so are
I'm
you?
good
So
for that.
you've got that on a reaction, have you?
I don't. So actually, you're quite right. I'd have to prepare it in advance.
Okay.
I give them no warning.
Well, there you go.
So the mage hand comes out, and it's invisible, so the rest of you don't see it. And yes, your mage hand goes, and it goes to it can get it to the chest. Yep.
Yep, you'll hear a on the chest from the hand knocking on it to see if anything happens.
There was a knocking noise.
I will attempt to open the chest. It's probably going to be locked, but I'll attempt to open it with the mage hand.
Okay. Chest. The top of the chest pulls back. There's a slight groan as the hinges creak a little bit, and the chest lid comes back and then crashes down open.
See, I don't know what you were worried about. JC will very, very quickly dive behind Dak just outside the room in case of an explosion.
So you, Fomos, you can see from where you are, the chest has got racks of ampules in, almost like healing potions.
Not supposing the mage hand's going to be able to carry those.
There's many of them in there.
Well, I assume it could pick up at least one, so I'll try and pull one up and out and move it outside the circle. and put it
You
on the
can't
floor.
see where you are. You hold that thought. I'm just going to go for a wee. Won't be a second.
My guess is that a combination of these items create some form of potion.
Yeah. I mean...
But why the pentagram?
Are you having fun, Azakar?
Loving it, mate, loving it.
It would...
Here's my tent. If you say really loudly, it will cover up the sounds of you going downstairs.
It's like when you try to disguise a fart, isn't it?
Just as you pull up the trapdoor.
I've got another idea.
Go on.
So much of it seems to rely on charisma, and I'm like, as a car, can't do that. I do have another idea, which I'm going to try.
The only charismatic character we have is down with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we still have the telepathic messenger thing up?
No, it's dropped now.
As it's completely unaware of the murders that are probably going to happen in a minute.
Yeah, basically.
Murders?
Apart from the fact he knows we're down there and one of us could burst out and say, please help.
I mean, do we want to just leave this room for now until we've dealt with the rest,
Okay.
considering we now know what's in there, or do we want to...
Allow me to present another thing to you. This circle has transmutation properties. Lewin is going to do his low wisdom here because he's intrigued. He's going to just put his foot in the circle. Does anything happen?
Island.
You step into the circle.
I do so.
You step into the circle. Nothing happens. And as you get there, you look in and you see racks upon racks of, looks like, potions. These are all red potions in wooden racks. There is dust in here. You can see some of them been in there for a long, long time.
So, racks and racks of potions. Lewin's going to take out his little vial of lime he took, and he's just going to place it inside the chest.
Well, actually, before you do that, JC will go, wait, as I step back into the room. Do you want me to do that with Mage Hand in case it's a trap?
Too late. I've already said it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there are empty slots in there. Your little test tube thing. Yeah, you can find a place that sort of fits, and you can hang it from the lid, and it can go in there.
Any immediate changes? I do that.
Not that you can see, no.
That's fine. And obviously, in the chest, I can just shut again.
You can just shut it. Yep.
I will do so.
Yep.
And then I'm going to step out of the circle.
Yep.
Count to 10.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go back in and open it up again if I can.
Okay, you can. And inside, everything is still there.
It's all exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Yep.
Okay. Well, I'll take my little vial of lime back.
Mm-hmm.
There goes my idea. I thought transmutation. Something's happening within this box. There's some sort of changing of properties. And I was wondering, what do you guys think? There's clearly some sort of changing of substances involved with this.
Could be what's on the side. On here is going in there and being changed and something over time, maybe, if it's not instantaneous. But I think maybe we don't mess with things we don't understand. It's a shame it's not going to just be something super useful for us right away, but hey, it was worth at least looking at. We have a lot of other places to explore, and we have left our friend upstairs omming for quite some time.
We've come this far. We can't turn back now. There's so much more discovery to be found.
There is, but there's a lot more discovery down here to be found. We'll probably be coming out the same way that we've come in.
Well, unless you can work a way past that hand, it seems to me as though we still need to do a bit of investigation here.
Dak, this is a stone-ish place. Could you not do your earth thing, glide through the stone?
Well, see, the thing about that is... No.
Lewin's going to pick up one of the vials, one of the red ones, and
Yep.
he's just going to pick it up, and he's going to have a look at it and swirl it around. Does this look like a health potion?
It's red.
I'm going to uncork it, give it a bit of a smell, swirl it round.
Well, it's make a
Blood is red.
You don't have alchemy skills, do you? Make
I don't.
a medicine roll for me, please.
Absolutely. It's a 9.
Okay. It is slightly thick, gloopy stuff that's in there. It smells slightly metallic. It doesn't smell like any health potion that you ever come across.
Thick and viscous with an irony smell, do you say?
Yeah.
That's player knowledge. Lewin's already failed that test. Fair enough. Lewin's going to cork that, and he's just going to add a... if I just put vial of mysterious red liquid.
Yep.
Is there any name tags on those bottles, Lewin?
Are
The
there
one you
any?
pulled out.
Are there any name tags on any of them?
No,
No, it all
no,
seems. All seems
nothing is labelled at all.
Here,
Oh,
have one each. Lewin will give you each of you a red vial.
From there, yeah.
Yeah, I will take 3 out and give one to Dak.
Azakar, are you paying attention to this?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, you probably know what that red vials are.
Can I use my survival to try to examine this red liquid myself to determine if it's something I might know what it is?
You've already had one person do that who has probably got the best. Unless anybody's got alchemy skills.
But mainly because obviously from the description given, to me it sounds like blood. So it would be a case of, is this blood that I would have...
You haven't seen it. Lewin looked at it.
Oh no, but he gave me the bottle.
Oh, right, okay. Well, you can, one more person can make a medicine roll.
Does anyone else have medicine?
Yes.
Go for it.
Thomas, you've got a ability to get deeper thinking. Why don't you help one of us out with that?
I will rub Dak's temples and give him not inspiration. That's the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. Guidance. That's the right one.
Yeah, well, that's some of
But
that.
JC was doing this, was he?
Was he?
JC was looking at this.
Well, I was looking at it. I mean, obviously I can say, Jack, you've got medicine. You can have a look or whatever.
Well, you wouldn't know. I'm only asking you to do,
Play that
you wouldn't know. So, JC, you were the one that said you were going to do this.
I'll pet the cat and give
You're
him
gonna pet the
Yeah,
cat.
there you go.
Alright.
Pet the cat.
So what do you want me to roll? Medicine or...
Medicine, yeah.
And then we'll slap on my... That's the wrong bloody thing. There we go.
What?
Oh, dear.
It's you wonder, could it be blood? It looks slightly the strange consistency. It's difficult to know. It's thick, it's gloopy. There is some separation in it. But by and large, you would have thought if this was blood that had been there, it would have completely clotted. So you think probably not.
Fair enough. One red liquid vial.
Right. I have no idea what this is. Seems important though. Perhaps we should keep hold of this.
I wonder if it can be used to get past the hand.
I mean, I've got a couple of ideas on potentially getting past the hand. I don't know if it'll fix the problem for all of us, but at least we can then see if it goes anywhere.
Whilst you're doing that, Azakar, you are chanting.
Oh yeah, having a grand old time.
Yep.
A grand old om.
Whilst you're
Yes,
there,
indeed.
whilst you're there, the 4 people in there are replaced by another 4 who come in and seamlessly replace the chant.
Aha. Could I, with no idea exactly what's going on below me,
No, you have
could
no
I,
idea.
no idea.
No.
Asakar is going to go and sit up against the wall.
Yep,
He's going to carry on the omming.
yep.
But what I would like to do is cast a minor illusion of myself, where I'm kind of sitting,
Yep.
and then
Well, minor illusion's only 5 foot, so you're too big for that.
it's just in the little spot that I'm sitting. You
Right.
see.
Okay,
That
it's
was the plan.
it's a minor illusion's only a static image. Okay, you can do that. Yep.
The idea being, if they concentrate on other things, it's just like a little blurry image in their peripheral. Wouldn't stand up to any kind of inspection or whatever.
Yep.
And then once that's in place, I would like to enhance ability on myself. To just enhance a little bit of dexterity to try and get down this hatch. Hopefully. Super sneaky like.
Okay, I'm just having a look at minor illusion. Is that a concentration spell? No, it is not. Okay. Okay, so you do that, and you see a slightly. You create this facsimile of yourself, which is a bent over in meditation and prayer. Just about fits into a 5 foot box. You cast enhance ability yourself to do what?
Who must have Cat's Grace, just basically
Okay.
advantage on
Okay.
check.
Okay. Yep, you can do so.
And the omming continues, and he...
You know, you're going to need to give him
Very
a little while just to get into the proper trance before you do
Oh,
this.
that's fine. Yeah, as the car would wait, that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
He wouldn't
Okay,
go
so
early.
you've done that, and you're just waiting. Probably going to have to wait about 5 or 10 minutes for them to get into the trance before you can do what you're trying to do. Because they need to get
Yeah, that's
into
fine,
the
yeah,
deep
he
trance.
He would wait to their attention.
And as you look at one of them,
somewhere
you can see they've got a little bit of cream pie still stuck to their head. Clean themselves properly, but they're not noticing out. There's a deep in thought.
They do partake, just not in here. Interesting. Okay.
Okay, back down below.
Yes.
You have 4 dark vials of this red liquid. There must be several hundred of them in that chest. It's just full of these vials of this red liquid.
How many people, roughly, have we seen?
Probably you've seen quite a few, at least 40 or 50 different people, but there may have been other people around. You know that a lot of the Enclave has been sent out to try and scout for Singorn pieces that you were looking for.
There's a bit of a dilemma here, because I think Roth, the player, I've got a pretty good idea. I think I know what this is, but Lewin's failed his check. Well, we'll have to keep going. Should we try and wrestle with the hand again?
Before we try and actually wrestle it, I have 2 ideas that might work, and I'd like to try at least one of them because it won't really cost us anything. If I can squeeze past JC.
Yep.
And step on the tail.
Yep.
I'll avoid the tail. I'll step over the cat. Shuffle down here. So it's only when we get closer to the other end of the room. So coming across here, it doesn't seem to react.
Nope.
So I'm going to cast invisibility on myself. So my magic sight, not magic sight. Sorry, my brain's not with it tonight. Magic will go down.
You say that every week. What are the rest of you doing? Are the rest of you just hanging back as Fomos has gone past you?
Oh, fine, portal.
I'm still intrigued by this circle, so I'll let everyone go off while Lewin's gonna do a couple of paces around this. It's transmutation magic, and it's got this box. Has this liquid seemed to have altered or changed in any way since I've taken it out?
No.
Okay.
It's only been out for a couple of minutes.
That's all right.
Yeah.
And the other thing he's going to do is he's going to just check by this table again of all the various liquids and brewing items. Anything which matches the sort of liquid's color or texture that I can find in any of these bottles.
Make an investigation roll.
It's a 17.
No, not that you can see. No. No.
Lewin's confused. He's trying to work the solution out, but he can't with the things at hand. So he'll move on with the others.
Okay. Fomos goes invisible.
Yep. So I'm gonna invisibility, and then I'm just gonna start going.
Yep.
Around the outside this way.
Yep.
Duck under
Like
the
a
torch.
buffalo girl. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So you're creeping. So you can make stealth rolls.
Yeah, I would be going as carefully as I can, slowly.
Okay. Make a stealth roll for me, please.
16. I don't know if I get anything.
18 for you invisible. Okay.
Awesome. And I will.
Smack.
It still hits me. Okay.
Was
it here? Sorry, I'm just checking where was it? Was it this or one step down where it hit me?
When you got to there, it just moved towards you.
Okay.
And that is a 18 to hit.
Oh yeah, that unfortunately hits.
Okay. You take 9 bludgeoning damage, and it just grabs onto you, and you are now caught in its grip and it's starting to squeeze.
No, I'm going to Misty Step out of that.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, you'll go. You can do so. Yep. Yep.
My phase stuff. Yes, I'm going to just Misty Step back out of the room.
Yep.
Well, that's option 1. And that's annoying because I was hoping if that worked, I could get the rest of you across. The only other option we've got is darkness, and I could guide us through, but I feel like it might even be... that's one of 3 now, so the other 2 solutions, I'll just say out to you guys what the ideas was. The other one was cast darkness on myself. I can see through darkness and walk us around the hand, but it might be pressure sensitive to the floor. If we float across, that's the other option, but again, I don't know if that's just it can sense when we're nearby, or whether it is sensitive based on the floor.
I will remind you that the hand does have a physical presence and can be damaged.
Yeah, but it's a waste of a lot of spells, isn't it?
So stingy.
Mhm.
Last time we weren't stingy, we got into quite a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I'm an advocate of stingy.
If I could recover all of my arcane power on a short 10-minute break, I would be far more liberal with my use of spells.
Practically unstoppable, even.
Okay, do you think banishment would work on this thing?
Potentially. I don't really know where the hand comes from when I summon it.
It will just click his fingers and point at the hand and cast banishment on it.
Okay. It does nothing.
Well, that's annoying.
And actually the hand inverts itself, makes a fist, and the middle finger just comes up briefly and then goes back down again and turns back the other way.
My mage hand would still be hovering in the other room, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Can I bring it through to where I am, and can I, using the mage hand, attempt to shake hands with Bixby's hand?
You can.
Shake a pinky.
They're quite drastically different sizes.
Literally what I was about to say. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's, basically I just want to see if I can distract it, is the main thing.
It just looks. It just swats it away. I'm going to say your mage hand blinks out. It just swats it away.
Well, you
Your
can't
hands wear a
distract it.
dress.
Yeah.
Well, we've had JC and Pharmacist go. Dak, your turn.
Yes, I was just weighing up my options there.
Here's a thought. Whilst we've been here, have we noticed any of the guards doing a common phrase to each other? I know we don't speak the language, but you can pick up on a common phrase, sure, like whenever they meet or greet or passing, anything like
a
that.
shalom.
Yeah.
Not that you have heard. You've not really been in the envoy very much. Most of the time they are silent, apart from on the 10th day, and they've just been going a little bit loony.
I'm throwing a cream pie at it. That seems to be a common cultural expression.
True.
No, that's actually not a bad idea in a way if Majesta came down. Do you know, obviously
Okay,
earlier
whilst you guys are doing this, upstairs, as a car, the other 4 monks now are in deep bombing. With Cat's Grace, you can slip down through the trapdoor if you wish.
Excellent.
You won't need to roll for that.
And I find that the Wafflehouse have moved all of 10 foot.
No, 20.
Sorry, 20.
Yeah.
20 back and forth multiple times as a car.
And we killed a pixie.
There you go. So
Well,
come
we
down there.
sent a picture.
Your ally.
Oh, we beat guys. Oh wait, it's Asuka. False alarm.
And the trapdoor closes behind you.
What have I missed?
Well, a number of things. There is a rather nasty magical hand ahead blocking our passage, and we found strange vials of red liquid.
Yeah, does Asakar does he understand what this red liquid is? Or
He doesn't know.
about
You
it and
just
the
said
relevance of where it is?
you don't know, but
Okay, sure. Yeah.
You don't know yet. Lewin, you've left the door open to that room, by the way.
I am aware.
Okay. 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 Okay, what are you doing? Azakar, you are here. Lewin gives you a 5-minute place here. What you've been doing.
And here we go. This is the strange liquid, and Lewin picks it up and just swirls it around in the vial.
Do you give? Do you give it to Azakar?
Sure. I would probably give it to Azakar because he knows what's what.
Azakar, deep in your mind, you feel like almost like a bell tolling. Bong. This is something you know as part of your quest. Intuitively, you feel that.
Okay, yeah, sure. So as a card kind of stares at it a little bit, like there's nothing else in the room at the moment, for a few seconds, then pockets it quickly. And then Lewin, you didn't know what you were giving me, but you did give me something, and I will pull out from my pack a book that you asked for. Bury in the belly of the worm and pass it over.
Oh, good. If I told you there are more of those, what else could you give me?
Such a shit.
That's a very good question. I'd have to consult the DM on, like, quantity. How important is that to me?
What you've been given, you know, it's part of a quest that you have been sent on.
As in, am I okay with what I have, or do I feel like I need a lot more?
You don't know.
Okay,
You
fine.
don't know.
Okay.
Just for Lewin, as a reminder, what was the book called?
It was the book of Brother Alban.
Alban. That's A-L-B-A-N.
L-B-A-N.
Brother Alban, fantastic. Yes, just come, Asgard. Look. This is my apology, and Lewin will go through the door and gesture to the chest. If I gave you what's in there, would that be considered an apology for illegally breaking into your mind?
So, Azakar, you recognise these glyphs on the floor. Some of the tal'dorei language that's there, and says, I'll say this. Other people can't hear. It says, "Blood of the divine being."
Yep.
This is sacrilege. They've been in here and rummaged through it.
How does that fit in with the fact that I know I need it? Should I think that I should never have taken it, but without like permission or something like that?
Well, you know you needed this, and maybe other people have found this. It's thousands of years since you've been on, been to Enclave. So things have changed in that time. It's the whole Enclave is completely different. You remember it as basically a floating rock with a cavern in it and a few simple rudimentary huts. That was it, where you went to as almost as a refuge, and those people who were left after the demise of your mistress sought to cling on.
Well, I'm not entirely sure how Razakar would feel about even taking it in the first place. Whether it's something that is very crucial to his quest, or whether it's a you don't touch this. It is like.
Well, you
maybe
know it's
unholy.
crucial to your quest, and you know your quest was going to bring you back to Enclave.
Yeah.
So maybe there's somebody else, some of the other people have gone out on quests, have managed to return some of these things. So you have that red amp.
They find this blood elsewhere.
No,
Sorry.
it's just within a chest. That's the only place we've seen it.
No, I know that, but you said they return with it.
So who are you talking to? Sorry.
DM.
Yeah. You just other people may have gone on a quest and found this. You just know that this is something you needed to fulfill your quest and do what you needed to do for your mistress.
Okay.
This is something which is a component of the grand ritual you'll do.
If this is important to you, we don't really have a means to carry all of it with us, but I have a way to store it temporarily for you until we find another way to carry it.
We could stick it in my storeroom.
Yep, I was thinking, or in my demi-flame, the ring I've got, I could, in theory, potentially take it through.
Oh yes, put it in his ring.
The problem I have is, one, I don't know how important it is, how much I have. Two, I don't know if I care about us taking it. Three, I don't know if we'll make an enemy of every single person here the moment we move it. You take one and they probably won't notice. You take the entire thing and you've just...
Currently we have 4 vials, so in theory that might... 1 each, maybe. We hold on to them for now, so if any of us get separated we can still keep a vial for you or something, and that's 5 vials in total. Surely they won't notice 5 if there's hundreds of these things.
Thomas, what exactly are these strange potions, and why do you seem so troubled about them?
Well, it's not a consistency or colour that I'm used to seeing in this entire place is weird, and I don't know, the whole reason that Azakar seems to be quite hell-bent on these things.
What I meant to ask was Azakar. He's the one who seems troubled, not you.
Good.
I'm not troubled by their existence. This is part of everything I've been searching for.
Have you audibly told us at this point that there's something to do with a divine being or not, like this? That's set out of character, but just regarding these, if you think they're related to the divine being or not, have you said that?
No, Azakar hasn't said that, no.
No. Okay, that's fine then. I just want to make sure.
We're past all the distrust now. Tell us what exactly this is.
Past all the distrust, that was like 10 minutes ago.
Go away, Dak. That's not important.
It's blood.
Oh, of course it's blood. Oh,
Knew it.
that's where the iron smell comes from.
Seems strange to just keep blood in a cellar.
Well, I don't think they're just keeping it. There's clearly some sort of workshop. They have lime and acid in the top right corner, and they're clearly distilling something down by this table. Whatever this blood is, they're using it for some purposes.
Does that seem true to me, that they are using this blood for something? The Emperor.
Well, you know this blood is required to fulfill your quest, and you don't know what else they will be doing with it. You don't know why they're doing this, because you haven't been here for thousands of years. So this is outside of your knowledge base. You don't. You say you don't have alchemy type skills, so you don't know what this all means.
At the very least, would Azakar like the idea that they might be using it for anything other than worshipping
No,
a
no,
divine being's blood?
no. The divine's being blood is for one purpose only. You know there's other blood magics out there, and that would worry you somewhat. But this is in the heart of Enclave. And actually, as you look at the blood now, you can see it starts to coagulate slowly.
Okay. If everybody in the room currently, if they're not, Azakar's going to call them in.
Yeah, I'll come in then.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure I entirely trust these people anymore.
As in the monks in the temple.
Yeah.
Now, why the sudden change of heart? May I ask?
Not sudden.
Not what? Sorry.
It's not sudden.
Oh, I see.
I'm not entirely sure I trust all of you either.
That's totally fair.
But who do you trust less?
Right now, I feel like you are more honest than they are.
It's policy.
Yeah. Well, if I may be so brash to say it, how they've sent us on a death mission, nearly killing us. They haven't given us anything any of us wanted. They're acting completely different to how you would expect this place, although it has been several thousands of years. And now they're collecting a resource that seems to trouble you. So I'm not really surprised that you don't trust them.
I agree with Thomos. If anything I have learned is that you, Azakar, are the true carrier of your people's traditions and religious practices. You should keep hold of this.
Remember, though, you will be making an enemy of the people who know how to find your people.
Well,
They
don't need to find out until after we're done.
We know this is here. If we can't get back, maybe keep hold of what you feel like you need to keep hold of as a car. We can help carry some if you want, as long as it... Again, I think that you were right. If we take the entire thing, they're going to know. If we take a few, they probably won't, given how much is in here, unless there's some sort of tally or list around which we haven't seen. We need to keep exploring this place, though, because that jester came down here, and I hate to say it, if they're acting how you feel like they shouldn't, and that's clearly got to be some sort of cause and effect. We need to find that jester down here and what it's doing. I think that might be the heart of our issue. And unfortunately, there's a giant bloody hand in the way that we can't get through.
Yes, I think we should learn more. Look around it, we can deal with the hand.
Yeah. Out of interest, can I just ask you one question, Ascar? When you came down here, the doorway, maybe you saw, maybe you didn't, but we believe there's some sort of evocation magic on it. Did you hear us talking before you came into that sort of T-junction just down below, where these two doors are? And you'll sort of gesture where I mean, and where I mean, just for you guys to see where is like here, this blue portal there, like before the blue portal. Did you hear us talking? The only reason I ask is, if we're going to deal with that hand, we might make a lot of noise, and if that thing somehow blocks sound, it might be useful for us to know before we do anything too loud.
Azakar will answer that honestly. I don't actually know the answer, but yeah, did Azakar hear them before then?
It's difficult though, because you're not going around making a lot of noise. So probably not. But you don't know whether that's because they're trying to be quiet or not.
I can make it quiet.
If we're going to deal with that hand, I'm thinking my spells aren't exactly subtle, And I don't really want to cause an alarm above and us get caught in the first hurdle.
Well, why don't we start simple? Basically, how about you fling an arrow in its direction and see what happens? It's quiet, it does damage. See what happens.
JC there?
JC? We lost JC? Oh, there we go.
Sounds of it.
No.
Yep.
Oh. I think I heard you, JC, but you sounded very quiet then.
Oh, no, I'm still here.
Yeah, go ping an arrow at the giant hand, why don't you?
I'll go stand at the edge of the doorway.
Yep.
Alright, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Whack for a 21. I don't have my ruler to hand. Where's my ruler? Bang! I don't know where my ruler is.
Arrow sinks into the hand.
If it starts moving towards me, I'm going to run back into that room.
No, it's just standing there.
Not that I can tell, guys, but no effect. Is the arrow
I
actually
think
like
you hit
just
it.
sticking out of it like a porcupine?
It is. Porcupine. It is.
Well, it's solid enough that it sinks an arrow into it, but I don't know. In fact, you're more medically inclined than me. Does it look more injured than it was before?
It's a giant magic floating hand. I'm not really sure what part of medicine applies to that.
Right, okay. Out of interest, guys, because I don't actually know, out of character, like, how loud are some of these spells, like Crown of Stars, for example? Does that make quite a lot of noise?
When it
It doesn't
explodes,
really
yeah.
say. Yeah.
Yes, it will do. It will, mate. It will. It's quiet down here, with the door closed. The omming is, you can't hear the omming, but the walls are vibrating a little bit in resonance to the om sound.
Yeah, I don't want to cause an alarm with that then. Oh.
This is where Foe completely wants to rewrite all the spells he's got.
No,
He's a
I
walk-killer
like my
nuclear bomb.
explosions. I am. I am.
Rule of thumb: thunder's always the loudest.
Yeah.
You are from here, right? As.
Oh, sorry, yes. Well, no.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from the plane, yeah.
Yeah, but you're from this sort of monastery thing back before it was a monastery.
Not this
How about-
one.
How about you try and walk past that hand? It only slaps you a little bit.
I can attest to that. It smarted, but it didn't give me much more than a few grazes. Although it did try and squeeze me afterwards, which I didn't appreciate.
We could just destroy it.
Destroy it quietly if you may, but I don't have anything that'll help that way.
I think you have to have permission to go past.
I never really used magic missile in a quiet environment. How quiet is it, do you think?
It's probably as loud as a crossbow.
Yeah. That was sort of an open question to the party, but thank you as well, DM.
How loud is Mind Sliver?
Ooh,
Depends
my
if they
sliver's-
scream.
It's pretty silent. Psychic damage doesn't tend to make a lot of noise.
Plus, it has no mouth, so it can't scream. It may be able to sign language it.
Yeah, it can flip us off, but
Oh,
it's quiet.
Oh, it
Pretty
does
sure it's
flip
already
you
done
off. It does flip you off, yes.
Got an attitude.
As the car is going to start periodically mind slivering the hand.
Okay, you realise there's no psyche here to actually attack.
Intelligence is too low for it to work.
Or it doesn't have intelligence. It's some things
It's a hand.
don't respond to psychic damage.
Actually,
My Boris is immune.
Royals would have been
have-
immune, yeah.
I have got an idea. If you want to step back, actually this is quite a good size for this. Get out of the room though, because I don't want to hit you guys with this, because it might hurt you. Let's see. Yeah, I can fill this entire room with the web. Oh, that's to put text down. So it'll take a while, but in theory, it needs to make a dexterity save and throw, and then I can just start draining its energy over time.
Okay, you do that.
So just boom, just webs spray out. Yeah. Does it do it? Does it start? I mean, it'll need to make a dex save.
So you cast that, yep.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So black tendrils of negative energy spring out from your hands and lay on this this floating arcane hand, drapes across it.
I'm aiming it at every corner of this room, so it's like, if you remember as a kid you have those bungee cord things you could fall through at the kids' play places. It's basically that. There's no way it's getting out of this. It's going to get hit by it somehow.
Okay, so over the course of the next minute, you see this hand start to shrivel up. If this radiant blue gets darker, the hand turns more mummified, and over the course of over the next 5 minutes, this hand just disintegrates into nothing.
Also, I get some health back from that as well, so I don't need to roll because I've only lost 9 health. So it's alright if I take that.
You get it all back. Yep.
And as it just before it disappears, I'm going to flip it off back. Have some of that, you get.
And it gives you a thumbs up and just sinks into the ground.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 exactly.
You almost see it, sign language, I'll be back.
Thomas, you've been concentrating really hard on this. You sort of turn around a bit of relief as it's finished. You just look, the hallway's empty and the door behind you shut.
Good idea. I'm still getting used to controlling this. Okay, well, the hand's gone.
I'm highly successful. Well done.
I will click my fingers and the webs will go. They flop to the floor and a few seconds later just sort of disintegrate into...
And the pixie dust has also vanished as well. And the room is now clean and pristine.
Irritating pixie dead, and we've got to the door. This is just getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, Thomas. That was remarkably erudite of you.
It would have been if I'd thought to do that in the first place.
Well, you're not on this team to think, so good plan.
And Dak, you see some crushed pixie pipes on the floor. It fills you with moments of regret.
If I summon her again, I'll have to apologise.
I will pick the pipes up, and over the course of while we're fumbling around this room, I'll start trying to mend them together so I can give them back to Dak.
Do you have tinker skills?
I have mending. Does that help?
You got a musician, aren't you? Got pipe skills as well.
So
yes, you can. So you can do that. Yeah. I'll let you do that. You can mend them. They're tiny little things.
Yeah, I'll be very delicate with it.
So just make a dexterity plus your musician skill roll for me, please. So that's dexterity plus proficiency.
+2, yeah, +2. Okay, query that. 12.
12. Mm-hmm.
It's back together, but the pipes in the wrong
Yeah, it
order.
doesn't work. I'd say probably. But...
So to quote Eric Morecambe, you are playing all the right notes, but not necessarily in the correct order.
Yeah, I've given it a go.
Okay. So you got untuned, slightly discordant pixie pipes.
You'll be able to finish it off, Dak. It's okay. At least they're in one piece, somewhat.
Thank you. I have no idea how to play them, but
Oh, you're not going to be able to play them. If you tried to, you'd probably just... If you sneezed, you'd probably inhale them up your nose. They are tiny.
yeah. I will keep hold of them though in case I summon back our pixie friend, and I can apologise to her and give her back her float.
Yep.
Okay. So there are some ornate double doors with arcane sigils on at the base of this room that the big of his hand had been guarding.
Lewin, you were able to figure out the combination on the previous door. Maybe this is where you step in.
I'll take a look. Lou, and I'll investigate these doors again. Is there another sort of set of sigils on it?
Yeah, this is not so much what you understand. This, as a car, you recognise this is Githzerai script, and it is an archaic script, but it just effectively means portal entrance. All hail the divine being, praise the mistress.
Oh, this is Tersu, is it not?
Yes, it is. Direction.
What does it say?
I relay to Lewin what it says, and then I will call on our cat. Like opening these doors and what may lay beyond requires delicate hands.
Oh, I'm sacrificed again, am I? I'll
I
come
like
closer.
to think of it as a brave volunteer.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'll mage
I did
hand.
volunteer.
So
Mage
this 4 foot Githzerai walks forward towards the door. One of the things you're facsimile of, you are the spitting image of the Githzerai you saw last week, JC, except you're about
Yes.
3 feet smaller.
Well, as I said, JC, even though you all know he's like 4'11", he will adamantly say he's 5 foot.
Small man syndrome.
But not 6
Yes.
foot, not 6.5 feet.
No.
No.
No, he's short for a tabaxi.
Yep.
That's why he's so adamant that he's 5 foot, even though he really isn't.
He is Garfield.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll use mage hand. I'll try and open the door.
Okay. The door slides open. And both sides open. And the marble floor continues into the next room. And you see a table there festooned with breads and cheeses of various different hues.
Ooh, blue cheese. Quite literally.
Yep.
Jesse, I was hoping you would check for traps. Maybe listen for noise beyond.
Fine.
Open
Yeah,
it surreptitiously.
Far too obvious.
Yeah, I'll go up to the door, but before going through it, I will check for traps.
Okay. Make a investigation roll for me. No, perception roll.
21.
You don't see anything obvious.
That's not a no. It looks fine. As it was your idea, as gentlemen first.
Hey, if you tell me there's nothing there,
There doesn't appear to be.
But JC, what you do hear through these doors over here over this side to the other far side of the room, you hear voices on the other side.
I will relay that. I hear voices through those doors.
It's
Are
muffled.
they like loud?
Sorry?
Yeah. Do they sound like? Are they like loud enough to be like they're in the next room? Or
Yeah.
within,
You
like,
hear.
three?
There's voice there. As you were studying this room, you didn't hear much, but for the 21, you did notice that there was voices coming from the next doors across.
Yeah, I'll say it to the others that I'm pretty sure there's people in that other room, so just be wary, be quiet, etc.
Azakar will hush everyone for quiet and he will go and have a listen in.
Okay, make a perception roll for me, please. What you really hear is, well, you hear voices on the other side, but they're too muffled to hear. But what you do hear is JC's stomach rumbling as he sees the cheese. Dak, you're standing back.
Yeah.
To the north of you, you have left the door open to the chest room.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to go and shut that, because I think if anyone just comes down, let's not tip them off, so I'm just going to...
And as you do
Dak,
that,
before you go-
there is a click as it does that, and you just see the rune, the arcane sigils just glow ever so slightly as you do that.
Dak, did you put the lid back on the chest before you did that?
No. I did not.
I think
Was
the
I supposed
lid had
to?
already been put back on. I think
Oh, good. Thank God
I think
for that.
Lewin had already done that.
Good.
Okay, so yes, I should do that, and then I shall catch up to the others. So I'm just covering our tracks in case someone's following us.
Okay. Lewin, you're at the table. You see on the table there are loaves of bread of various styles and flavours. Some of them have been half eaten. There are wheels of cheese on the table as well, of numbers of different sizes.
Any toasties?
No, there aren't any, but there are wheels of cheese here, and under the table there are further wheels of cheese of all different varieties.
Now, important question, DM, as this is going to be important for the plot. Has Lewin not been given one of these cheese types by the monks?
You don't know. There's some which looks a little bit like a Wensleydale. There's a red Leicester there. There is one which stinks to high heaven and it's got blue mould in it.
Lewin is going to take the one which stinks to high heaven. He's going to save it for when your skip comes back.
Okay.
Remember, Lewin, the stinkier the cheese, the better the quality.
Oh, of course.
And you can see there's wooden plates and wooden bowls on this table. So it's basically bread and cheese, and there are flagons of water there as well.
I knew of wizards back in the home plains who used to have aging rooms where time would flow faster for the sole purpose of aging their cheese.
Seems a little excessive.
Well, think about it. Cheese, if you age stuff, it's normally quite expensive. You get to experience a whole generation in a short space of time. It's quite clever.
How loud are you guys being when you're talking about
Whispering.
Oh, I'm not. Lewin doesn't have the wisdom for that.
So Azakar, you cannot hear what's being said. You realise that it's predominantly one voice which is talking, but it's a little bit like the teacher from Peanuts.
I'm going to again hush the people in the room. Lewin's talking very loud. Is it okay? I'm going to gesture JC over quietly.
Oh, the temptation. No, I will be good. I'll be kind. I will come over quietly.
JC, there's some camembert on the table.
I know it's a distraction. I'm trying not to trip over my own table. There is cheese, man.
Think of the things you can learn, the treasures that await.
Are they cheesy?
And as a put his hand on your shoulder, he'll gesture towards the door to the muffled voices you can hear beyond. He casts tongues with the hope that you can understand the language.
Give it a go.
Okay, JC, make a perception roll for me.
21.
With the cat, I'm going to give you advantage on that. You've got very great hearing. So you hear talking, and it takes a while for your ears to tune in. But you hear talking in the Githzerai tongue. There is a commanding voice there, it sounds like giving a lecture to other people. And you do hear the occasional voice somewhere else. And to paraphrase this, could you make an Arcana roll for me, please?
An attempt will be made. 14.
You get a bit lost there. You recognise some words like things like gates and planar travel. You don't really get the gist of what's being said. There's mathematical equations put in there. And you can hear the moving of benches and things as well.
Obviously, if there's any pauses and stuff like that, I'll relay what I can. But obviously, the second they're talking again, I'll go back to listening.
You do hear at one point almost like you feel the fur go on the back of your neck. You hear almost like, and there's a very slight rush of wind that comes under the door. And there's almost like a smell of grass as you do that. You can smell that. And then that vroom sound disappears. And you can hear this talking again. They're mentioning names that you don't understand. Obviously place names you do not understand. You've never heard of them. You hear a word, water deep. You recognize a word, but you don't know what it means. There's a word that is Faerun mentioned. You don't know what that is. You don't know who that is. You hear the name Glastonbury mentioned. And you also hear the name of Athaka mentioned. But these are clearly place names. You do not know where they are or what they are. You've never heard of them. And the discussions continue. You can hear this. And you hear it's like there's somebody in command who's talking to subordinates.
Yeah, no, as I said, whenever there's like a pause or something, I'll try and pass on what I can to Azakar, and hope that he might know these names: Waterdeep, Faerun, Glastonbury, Athakar, so on and so forth. But I will keep listening, and if at any point it sounds like people are heading towards the door, I will signal to the others to run and hide.
Okay. And then you hear the next is your ears pick up next order of business, the Wafflehouse. Our scouts are out looking for remnants of the Elvish city. We have found a couple of remnants. Divine Being wishes us to divulge the information to the Wafflehouse. They are to be treated as friends. I do not trust them. Do not trust the Ancient One. It's from distant times, but the Divine Being is well disposed towards them. So we all know go about our business. You all have your tasks. I will stay and supervise the hunt for the Elf City remnants. You have your other tasks to do. Vroom. To Waterdeep. Vroom. To Imon. Vroom. To Glastonbury. Vroom. To Athakar. Vroom. Tell the Divine Being that his will is being done. And then you hear footsteps coming towards the door.
Run, hide, door.
Time to go.
Phomos is away, but he said before he'd go he's going to turn invisible and disappear with the rest of us. I am going to follow his lead on that, and I am going to cast invisibility on myself as well.
Same here.
Okay.
Assuming Phomos left this room, I would close the doors behind me.
As I can upcast this, I'm going to take that back, and I'm going to cast it at 3rd level. So I can get myself, Dak, and Azkar all under it.
Well, thank you.
You realise there's no floating hand there.
Can I? Ah, shit! How far does it go? 120 feet. I will cast a major image of the hand.
Okay. So the hand materialises in the middle of the room. Where's the spells? We will have it somewhere. I've lost my... If I just put that there. So it's a slightly different one. Could you make a performance roll for me, please? With advantage and with intelligence. So intelligence plus
10.
So intelligence plus performance.
Yeah, intelligence is 4.
Yeah. So
So much actually rolled intelligence.
So 10. Okay, it's floating there. And
remember, reliable talent.
Yeah, but not on that.
Do you not have performance?
No.
Okay, so it looks odd. It looks different to what it did before.
Well, it's the best we're going to be able to do. We need to keep bailing.
To be honest, the second they run through it, they're going to realise it's not real anyway. So.
Okay.
Is there anything I can do on the way out to minor illusion, whatever the gaps there are?
If you cast or do anything, the invisibility will drop on you.
Okay.
Oh, sure, of course it will. Yeah, fine.
You hear a door open. So where are you guys going? You legging it? Okay.
I'm
I believe
assuming
that's the plan. Yeah. I assume Phomos is following at the moment
Okay.
as well. Am I just...
Yeah, I can't control Phomos, but
What about as we get to that corner? I'm going to say whisper. What about we go into the other room?
That's a much better idea. Let's do that.
The door.
Jason's
There's a
intelligence
door.
at work.
The door opens to the south of you.
Oh wait, no, Dak, lock the door. We can't do that.
And then you hear this this Githzerai he's wearing a long robe, and he goes home, 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 home. Okay, so he walks through this room. So what are you guys doing?
So I think JC's gone in front of me and he's legged up the stairs.
Okay, so you.
Well, I'm following you, but yeah, we'd be like almost
So
side
you
by
can
side.
see there's a simple lever for the trapdoor which opens.
And what I will do is once it opens, just before going through I'll compose myself because I'm still disguised, and I will casually walk out as if nothing is happening, trying to sort of disguise the heavy breathing because I've just legged it.
But you're
through
all
that
invisible.
room. Oh yeah.
You're all invisible.
Yeah, but I know that some people see it, so I'm still gonna sort of, yep, nothing to see here.
Okay. Are you all on here? There we
There's
go.
other as a car.
Okay, so the door it opens and you get to the top, and you open the door. Behind you, the omming stops, but as soon as you open the door, you see the oms from these people in front of you, and they're deep in trance, and you can easily walk past them and get out of the temple. Unless you want to disturb them, they will not react to your presence there.
What I will do is literally as I pass through the doorway, I will drop my disguise of the.
You're invisible still.
Yeah, but I know that others can see through it, and
okay.
JC knows that, so he's not taking the risk.
Okay, and as you leave the room, the trapdoor opens, and the Githzerai comes up. And as you get outside, you see the frivolities are happening still in this area. And there's a lot of silliness going on. And you come out, and there are people throwing custard pies at each other. There are people playing football with a plant pot. There is somebody who has made got a great big pumpkin and has put it on his head and is walking around like a jack-o'-lantern. And then there was a conga going on down the street, and there's complete chaos around here.
Unless anyone's getting injections, I suggest we go back to our quarters before we drop invisibility.
Indeed.
Okay, and you can do so. and you go
I
back to your
think-
quarter. There you go.
We've got enough there for, if not believable, plausible deniability.
Mm.
Okay, and you get back to your area, and all beds are there, unmade from this morning, and you can hear the silliness outside. What do you wish to do?
Okay, guys, I've just got back. I heard the last little bit that we snuck back out, right?
Yes.
Um,
You did have to kill several on the way out from us, but
Oh,
we all
damn.
made it.
Yeah, you did your
Okay.
psychic scream, and you've destroyed half the sanctuary of the enclave.
That's gonna affect the resale value.
Now the omming stopped, we don't know what's going to happen, so we've all just gone to bed.
Oh well, I mean, all jokes aside,
tomorrow.
I heard
Yeah.
the last of it. We avoided getting cream pied again. I would say if we were invisible on the way back, I would have been tempted to pick one of those up closer to being back, so we could plausible deniability.
If
Throw
you
one at
pick it
someone.
up, invisibility drops because you
Does it?
interact with an object.
I will not do that. Then I will leave it.
I'm going to assume that this other thingy person, Githarzi, was dragged over by accident. He's not standing in the middle of our bedroom waiting for us.
No, there's nobody else there. Sorry, no, he's not there. Oh, where's everybody?
Indeed,
Oh,
you.
somebody's missing. Who's missing?
I'm probably missing. I'm assuming.
It's, as-
Move yourself. See if you've
Where's
been...
Azakar
gone?
yeah.
Azakar, where are you?
Oh no!
Have you vanished?
Still down
We've
there.
lost the space and time.
Move your tokens, because I was under Phomos when I... Az, you're underneath Dak. I can see the names on my screen.
Yeah, I can.
Oh no! I've
There you
been
go.
eaten by
Yeah.
Dak.
There you go.
There you go.
As Dackard.
I tell you what, Lewin definitely has a bit of a Larry David smile at the moment.
Okay, so you're back in your space. The monks aren't there. They are minding their own business. It is now sort of late afternoon. They have try and make a day-night cycle here, and the lights are settling down, and the monks are now quietening down as the 10-day celebrations are coming to the end, and you can almost hear the and JC, you hear him saying, it's back to being boring again.
Yep.
And they go away, and the afternoon turns into dusk. The light here drops. Clearly they have control over the light cycle, and no food is forthcoming, and all the monks go away, and they start to meditate and recover from the excesses of the day. Bloodied, bruised, custard pied. Some of them start to pick up tools and go back to tending their vegetable plots. The ever-present Om is in the background, but after the chaos of the day, peace descends on you. The evening is yours.
I'm glad to know that we're trusted by the Enclave. Always good to check.
Well, I
Sure.
mean, semi-trusted. I think they don't trust us, but they're being told to.
Mm.
JC, can I borrow you for a moment?
Depends what for.
I have a question I need to ask you.
You can go on.
Husband, have you kept hold of that vial of blood?
Can either confirm or deny it that I may still have it on me.
Good. I would keep that on your person, just in case. That offers a good bargaining chip in the event things go south.
Well, maybe for you lot, but if I'm caught with it, then my head might roll. But yes, I'll keep it tucked away.
Famos, stop fluting so loud. I can't hear JC.
Yeah, I'll obviously if I get caught with it, my head may roll. But yeah, I'll keep it tucked away for the moment.
Put it in the bag.
What bag? We don't yet have a bag of holding, don't forget.
Do I overhear any of this?
No. Well, maybe. Well, I'm trying to be subtle.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was going
we-
to say, why don't I just, if I was whispering, like, why don't I just stick all these inside the ring? I've got no use for the ring today. So apart from to go in it to store stuff. So if you want, and I'll extend that offer to ours, I can put them there. That way at least they're not on our person. We're not going to get caught red-handed by the people who apparently now seem to trust us.
You have a choice to make. If Az knows that you're trying to hand these out, he will take all of them.
As we say, I was deliberately trying not to include as in that, but oh well, thanks, Momus.
No,
Well,
I feel like
JC
you probably know that, to be fair, as the way that Az has acted around it.
But as you,
Yeah,
quickly.
as you hold
As-
these vials, you see the blood has completely desiccated and dried up.
I will say, seeing as
In all
take
of them.
these vials
They're
as
all-
they hand them out,
they're
I'll
all-
keep mine back.
The actual stuff in it is just completely dried out now. Almost looks like dust.
So entirely useless.
So it must
Here's
be
the
that
rest of
chest
it.
was... So the chest was like some sort of fridge.
I still think we're not going to want to be caught with these, especially if they have desiccated. They'll probably be more annoyed at us that they've been ruined rather than that we took them.
Does Asgard think they're ruined?
All they've got in them is dust now.
Okay.
Make an intelligence roll. Yeah, they don't look good.
Okay. Yeah, then by all means they could go into a safe place that someone has. Asgard needs to learn how this chest works at some point, I think.
Does everyone want me to put away the evidence?
It seems sensible.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll take them in. Anyone need anything else while I'm in there?
Yeah, take
I'm a bit
this
hungry.
cheese. It's very smelly.
No.
JC,
You can use your own for that. Yeah, no, not a chance. I don't have
JC's
any-
nose will be going at that.
Alright, well I'll take the bottles off everyone, and I'll go into the ring and store that, and I'll bring out a couple of bits of my pipe, and I'll just sit in the corner of this room and smoke it when I get back out, I guess. I'd stay in there long enough to get my spell slots back if that makes any difference, even though it's quite late evening, just in case we need them.
It
So I'll
is.
be in there for 10
There's no food. You're all a bit hungry. There's no food being served.
We can find some food if you want.
What was that, sorry?
We can go find some food. Know where it is. We know where the kitchen is.
Yeah, I mean, or failing that, I can just plant some good breezes in one of the plots out the front.
Oh, but they've got
We
amazing
get any
sandwiches.
snow here.
Say
Bruno,
what?
Did you ask about snow?
Say that again.
Oh, Lewin's asking the team, do you think we could get any snow here, as they seem to be able to create things out of their mines?
It doesn't seem beyond the realms of possibility, I suppose.
Oh, wonderful.
I'd like to try doing that again. I'd like to try and magic something out. So I'm going to try and, it's not wish, but like I'm going to try and use the air around me to try and generate a snowball.
Okay, make an intelligence roll for me, please.
Oh, just drain and think 9.
You just look silly,
No.
and you realise this skill is beyond you. That you can't do this. You
Never
failed. You
mind.
failed twice now.
No, I
Can,
don't get it.
And Asgard show me how it's done.
Yeah. So you
We're
reach
starting to distrust again, are we?
so you reach into the air and you just pluck out a fluffy white snowball.
Ooh.
Is any one of the guys here not paying attention?
Actually,
going to
Fomos
hit
isn't,
by-
because Fomos is still trying to do this himself.
Ah, perfect target.
Yep. Make a attack roll. dexterity attack roll.
Dexterity attack roll, is that just a dex roll?
A dex roll, yeah.
That's probably really bad then.
My cloak will protect me from that.
Yep. It just you were pretty rubbish flow, and it just hits the wall behind him and just splat, and then rapidly melts.
Don't even notice.
Az, how did you do that?
Oh, this is the way the weave works here.
What, you can just pull stuff out of it?
Some stuff.
Fair enough.
So
I'd like to
so
have to
Dak,
show
you've never heard of magic really being called the weave before.
Yeah.
That's a term that doesn't mean much to you.
Well, I have got arcane skills.
Yeah, but you've never heard that term before.
Okay.
Doesn't mean anything. It's not something that is in common parlance in Exandria.
Okay.
Jake,
so yeah.
but Lewin had heard it before because he'd read it in an ancient tome somewhere.
It's a very obscure term. It's
Yeah.
not something I've heard used before.
So it's not a term that's used for magic use in Exandria.
Cool. Well, I think in that case, then Dak will take the opportunity to have a little conversation with Vaz about his understanding of magic versus Az's.
Oh, sure.
We were
What would
talking.
you like to know?
Yeah.
Sorry if I must go on.
No, you go first.
Well, it wasn't
But just-
necessarily to RP the conversation. It's just that's the sort of thing that they could be getting on with during the evening once we've decided what we're doing.
Yeah, sure.
It's okay. In which case, I'll do it. So we were talking. Was it earlier in the day about trust and sharing information? To try and, I guess not bring Azkar on our side, but to so we're all from the same page. We're not hiding anything. And we couldn't think of anything. So it's not, I guess, really relevant, but it's the one time that I have bent the rules on a deal. I know we're seen as quite tricky people, and I try not to. I like to make a deal as a deal and stick to it, but there was one time where I did bend the rules, not so much break it. If now's the right time.
Feel free. Sure.
So, Yasha has only ever made one demand of me. Patrons, as you imagine, as a patron, you normally get asked many things, and a deal's a deal, but there was one caveat that was brought to me quite suddenly a few years later after the deal was made, and that was Yasha had a final descendant called Amir, and her instruction to me was to, and I quote exactly the words, take away the life of Amir, her final descendant. She never explained to me why she wanted this, but of course, a patron, you really don't get any say in the matter. The only thing she did say was that if he inherited the family treasures, it would cause some sort of great calamity, which, of course, over time I've come to think may be the reason why she was willing to make the deal with me in the first place. The trouble was Amir was only a child, and I am not the sort of person to kill a child in cold blood. I wait.
Who are you looking at?
A bit sheepishly. Yeah. No, because I wouldn't have. No, all of them, I guess, as I'm saying this. So I waited 13 years until he was in his teens, and without going into details, he committed quite a vile deed, and I brought him to justice. He is imprisoned very far away from Amon, and will be serving his sentence until the day he dies. Of course, Yasha wasn't quite happy with me, but I didn't say to take his life, just to take his life away. So he will live essentially in solitude and servitude, imprisoned until the day he dies, and the life that he would have enjoyed has been taken away. So that is the one time I have bent the rules on the deal, and I don't really intend to do it very often, but I'd like to think that at least with me explaining that to you all, if I make a deal, I'm not doing it out of malice or trying to get something out of it. Of course, that's always useful to get something out of a deal, but I'm not going to try and bend the rules and trick you into something. I've got my own goals. They're very clear, and that's all there is to it.
Lewin would like to insight check that story, please.
Yeah, he's telling the truth.
Okay, make an insight roll, and please could you Thermos make a deception roll.
I can give it a go. 14.
Lewin, is quite hard to read. Clearly, there's a reticence here, and you're struggling. I think the Stilton has sort of made your monocle steam up slightly, so you can't really read his thoughts. You can't really read his features. He's looking wistfully away, and you don't know whether that is deceit or not.
Lewin needs to remember to start going back to regular humanoids. All of these outer planar entities are really mucking with his reading ability.
Well, thank you for that, Thermos. It sounds like you made the best of a bad situation. I think you made the honourable choice.
Yeah, so I don't like to break a deal or bend. Well, I'm definitely not break one. I won't. But if it's the one time I've had to bend it because I do have morals at the end of the day, and that's hopefully at some way can at least you three seem to be okay, but at least show Azakar that we're not. I'm definitely not here to try and do one over on anyone.
No, well, I appreciate that. And at the end of the day, when all else fails, your morals is all you're left with anyway. So
It's true.
good.
So, whole of Enclave, hear the omming sound, chant. Elsewhere, it's quiet.
If there is,
You all get a feeling of slight. Also, almost like the feeling of just the calm before a storm. You have all of you feel that the next day may be slightly tumultuous. Sorry, Lewin, you were saying?
if I may, I'd like to start reading through Brother Alban's book.
Okay. So it is in a language you cannot read. There are arcane scripts, and you realise you need to use an arcane means to read them, such as the Identify spell.
I do have the Identify spell, so I will cast Identify.
Okay, well, you realise it is Brother Alban's spell book.
Ooh, how exciting.
I did actually put it somewhere and I can't find the bloody thing. I think it's actually under, Azakar, you should have access to that spell book. Let me put it in the PC folder. Show to players. Show to players. Who else can we show it to? Bear me a second. Oh no, wrong bloody button. Try again. Keeps coming up with the wrong thing. So yeah, it is a spell book containing a number of things. Oh, here we go.
I will have a browse through of that as soon as I'm able to look at it.
So you can now look at it. PC folder with your character in.
Yes, I see it.
Okay, so it's got a number of spells in.
Ooh, ooh.
So you realise from this that he was an enchanter wizard.
There's a couple of very exciting options in here. Lewin's going to be done for the day. He is going into his room with his expensive inks.
Okay, you don't have the stuff to actually transcribe those yet.
Yeah, no, I don't.
No.
That's a real shame.
It is a shame. I'd hate that. But yeah, that's a nice thing. So my favourite is Otto's Irresistible Dance. Everybody says it's rubbish. I love it.
That's exactly the one I was looking at.
I love it. I think it's great. It's an auto success. Okay, so the evening comes. Do you wish to do anything? You are hungry. Somebody was going to do some food, were they, or are you going to just have a fast this evening?
Yeah, we can either try and go and raid the kitchen, or if there's no staff about, I'll just go into one of the plots and just plant some goodberries.
See if you can get a very expensive bowl.
A very expensive bowl.
Yes, we can have a feast of sorts.
Huh.
Does it still sound like stuff's going on outside?
No, it's quiet. The celebrations are now over.
I mean, if we can't get an expensive bowl, if you could just bring back some bowls and pitchers, I can just make food and water. It's not exactly going to be amazing, but I would rather have something tasty, but I can always make this if we need to.
Well, I was referring to a spell called a Hero's Feast.
Oh yeah, I'll take that. I would much rather take the feast. This will be more like rations.
That does require an extremely expensive bowl.
Okay.
Does it consume the bowl when you do this thing?
Yes, it does.
Right, you're not having Xips then.
So to the kitchen, I suppose, and see what we can scrounge up.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, you get to the kitchen without a problem. The kitchen is empty. There are a few loaves, and floors have been scrubbed. They're still a bit damp from being scrubbed and cleaned. And there are a few monks who are clearing up some of the excesses of the day. But most are now quiet. The silence of Christmas Eve, when all the shops are closed and everybody calms down, takes a breath after the excesses of the day. And you can find some simple foods to bring back to your accommodation without any problem.
Marvellous. Grabs it up. It's pretty simple, but it'll fill a hole.
I'll take that.
And unless you wish to do anything else, you can all have a long rest.
Yay!
And I will stop there for this evening.
I cannot believe we did not get caught.
We don't know that. We just haven't been directly caught.
Yeah, we haven't been immediately caught. That's that. Let me rephrase that. Because normally that's exactly what happens anytime we try that sort of thing.
I think leaving promptly tomorrow would be in our best interest.
I would agree.
We can leave a note. Gone to find worm.
Gone fishing.
Gone fishing. Yeah.
Okay, well, I will stop recording now. Unless you've got anything else you wish to say.
No, I think we're good.
There we go.
Mm.